make sure people on Twitch can hear us. Can somebody talk real quick?
Hello, can you hear us?
All right, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, it's working. We're gonna start again. Sorry about that, everybody. Luckily, we didn't get the whole thing done before that happened. Okay. All right, Boden. Let's give that another shot. We're gonna do brief intros again. So let's just tell everybody who we are and what we do here, and then we don't have to do a whole bunch of talking.
Okay. So I'm Boden. I'm a product manager on Sansar. I work on lots of different features, but I also happen to work on the features we're going to be talking about today, which are chat functions, how people get around, how to block people that might not be too friendly or too nice, and about a million other things. But that's what I'm going to talk about today, at least.
Brilliant. Okay, I'm Galileo, the community manager for Sansar. Hosting this first user meetup, and we'll be doing these every week so people can have a good idea of how to use Sansar, some of the tips and tricks, how the community uses Sansar, and the ways that we help folks. Today's meetup is about social, so that's chatting, that's teleporting, that's playing with friends, that's meeting new people. It's also about blocking people who are sort of bothering you, so you don't have to have an experience that you don't want to have. Today, Boden, who just introduced himself, is joining us. We have Lacey. Lacey, do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Sure. I am the marketing coordinator for Sansar, and I help with both events, community, and also getting the party started by finding folks that want to come on and join in, or I'm trying to remember how I said it, the fire starter for the party, so to say. So yeah, I also was on support, and I do supporty things, technical side, and I help everything coordinate.
We miss you.
And then we have Garth over here, who is on our support team. Garth, do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
I am Garth, and wow, I really love Sansar. I do technical support. I've been in computer animation for more than 30 years,
Wow.
and I don't like working in like film production much. I don't like the environment or whatever. And when this came along, I was just overjoyed. And I want everybody to know that if you get into Sansar, you start creating and you hit snags and stuff, I love to hear from you. You know, I want to make sure that you don't let some little frustrating thing stop you from appreciating how powerful Sansar is. It's unprecedented in how quickly and easily you can create amazing experiences like the one that we're in right now. If you want to make something like this, start making it. And if you get stuck, send an email to help@sansar.com. I've been doing this for 30 years. I can help you solve any problem you run into.
Brilliant. Thanks, Garth. Okay, we have to make the most of Boden's time since we only have him for a little bit. Boden, if you wouldn't mind giving everybody sort of a rundown of what we already do, have available for them in terms of social activity, sort of the philosophy that Sansar has in our social functionality, and also maybe some things coming down the pike.
Yeah, sure. So a couple core pillars would be chat, mobility, so how you get around and interface with other people and places in Sansar, and also how you can stop bad experiences. So to start from the top of that list would be chat. Now Sansar is a mixed product, both VR and desktop, so we have multiple means of communication. Certainly voice chat is pretty active, but we also have a super active chat system. So if you open up chat, you'll always have a nearby chat tab, and that's whatever communication is happening in that particular event, experience, what have you. Regardless of how many instances you're having, you'll always see what people are typing there. Exactly. And you can see this from VR or desktop, so you can open up the panel and always keep it open so you can stay up to date with what's going on. It's actually pretty handy, especially when we have really large events and you keep up to date on what's going on across those different instances. You also have a friends tab, so friends can always direct message each other. It's one of the benefits of being friends with someone is you can kind of have those private communications. And we don't have group chat, but we do have a pretty active Discord. and people join that and create groups and have all sorts of conversations on that. So if you're new to Sansar, definitely check out the Discord. There's a whole lot of stuff going on there, in addition to all the in-world stuff going on. Kind of moving down that list of social, we have mobility tools. So mobility tools kind of come into the teleporting and friend privileges and all these things. The main way you're going to get about Sansar is by using the Atlas. So you're going to go to the Atlas and you'll see all the events, all the experiences you can join. There's going to be some helpful indicators to give you an idea of what's going on and where the people are at. So by the time our next release comes out, go to the Atlas and you'll see events, experiences, you'll see how many people are in each one of those. Kind of another sneak peek is for the events system, we're going to add an interested counter so people can actually say, hey, I'm interested in going to this. And you can see, oh, looks like 30 other people are also interested in going to this. So before an event happens, you get an idea of what the crowd size might be like and kind of what to expect out of that event. So that's going to be something that's new, and we're kind of excited to roll out and see how people respond to it. Another really interesting way to get around Sansar, and this is a friends only feature, is teleporting to your friends. So we all have friends here, and I can see who's online, and if I click on them, I can actually go directly to where they're at, that instance, and even the exact location of that friend, which is pretty cool. There's one caveat, and that is if your friend is in an experience that's not listed, so something that's not publicly available on the Atlas, that feature is disabled. And that's just kind of to protect privacy. We understand that while we have lots of friends, we might not always want those friends to just join us wherever we're at. So that was one thing that we kind of tweaked with that feature and that people seem to respond to pretty well, and just kind of wanted that extra control of privacy. And then if you're having an experience you don't want to have in Sansar, and this can range from minor annoyances to, hey, you have a hot mic, you turn it off, but the person's over cooking macaroni and cheese or something, and they can't hear you because they're not actually in Sansar, well, you can just mute them, and eventually they'll come back and move around. You could unmute them if you want. If there's a really odd occasion where someone's just being quite unpleasant, you can block them. This is, pretty rare in most cases, but if you do want to block somebody, what's going to happen is you're not going to see them, they're not going to see you, they're just going to poof, disappear from the world. You won't be able to send direct messages to each other. If you were friends, you're going to be unfriended at that point. You can, of course, always lift this block. It's not super easy to get to, but then again, blocking isn't a feature that we expect people to have to use all the time or even want to undo once they do place that block. So those are the main ways that people are going to kind of talk and find each other and socialize, and we're always coming out with more, certainly. But yeah, that kind of is a broad overview of the ways you can chat in Sansar and get to know each other.
All right, awesome. I think while you were talking, I was going through the UI so people know where those things are. So I think that's
awesome.
pretty helpful. And everybody, again, you have almost total control over what's happening here and who you want to talk to and who you don't want to talk to. And we encourage you we're empowering you to do things on your own, and unless there's something really big happening, of course, we're always around to help. One of the other things that we have is not only a nearby chat feature, but if you go into your socialize tab on the side, which you can see me doing right now on my screen, you can also click friends and people, and that will show you who's online, where they are, and you can also try to find people. So all that is available to you as well. Boden, I think... go ahead.
Could I just mention one thing that's important to us? I have noticed on occasion people are upset when they're in a situation, and what happens is they use the reporting feature, but they're excited and they report the experience instead of reporting the individual. And what we need you to do is just take a deep breath and take note of the individual's name and any additional number associated with it, and report the individual that's causing the problem. If you just report the experience, we just get a picture of the experience. Do you understand my meaning? And it's hard for us to help in that situation.
Yeah, that's great feedback. If there's ever something bad happening that you can't take care of on your own, make sure that you're not just telling us where it's happening, but also who's doing what and where it's happening, and sort of
Right.
that's going to be the
Sometimes
best way.
people get in back and forths, and they're nitpicking each other. They're just trying to annoy each other, and that's something that really happens. And we have to make observations about what's really going on and keep records to be fair, to be entirely fair.
Yep. Boden, before you leave, do you have anything else that you want to say, or anything you want to tell us about, or do you think you have covered everything?
I think, let's see here. In the next release, we intend on making content discoverability much easier in Sansar. And I think we have a couple of exciting plans to allow users, especially new users, to connect with content that they really enjoy, or that they enjoyed and want to see more of. So for now, that's all I can tease out. I'm still actually working to find out what those details mean. But yeah, we definitely plan on making the way you find and engage with content much better in Sansar. So I'll leave you guys with that thought and run away to
We
another
care,
meeting.
we really care about the
But
situation.
definitely hope to come back to one of these again and talk about our features as we roll out more.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Boden. Boden's going to disappear now and
Yep.
run off to
Thank you, Bowden.
important meeting.
Yeah, thanks guys. See you soon.
All right, so thanks, Boden. Now we also have Garth and Lacey here. Garth and Lacey have both been part of the support team, and Garth started to talk about ways that they can be useful, ways that the support team can be useful to you all as users. So I'm going to let both of them, just kind of give a little background on when you should be calling in the support team, and when you shouldn't be. Because there are situations, I'm sure, in which you can handle yourself through adult conversation, but there are times when you need to escalate something, and so I'm going to let them take that away. Lacey?
Since I'm not on the support team, I don't exactly want to speak for it, so I think Garth
Okay,
would be great.
don't feel stressed. I'll talk. And is Leper still here? Leper.
Yeah. Leprosy?
Hey, Leper and Silver Eagle. Silver Eagle, are you still here?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's still out here.
Yeah, and Daisy, you too. I know you had things to say. I know that all three of you have had some bad experiences, and especially Leper. I want you to know that we really do care about what happens here, and we, as a group, what needs to happen is we need to keep the communication open. Always reach out and let us know how it happened, and let us help us identify the people so we can start keeping a record of what's going on and taking an action. We want to make a safe, wholesome environment for everybody.
Garth, before you
Yes.
start talking to direct people, why don't we just give a more general overview of when, 2 or 3 situations where you might find it appropriate to reach out to support for help or find one of the moderators.
Sure. Sansar is an inclusive community, and just because somebody has a certain orientation, or they're a certain nationality, or they have a certain religion, this is not an environment where we want those people to feel like they're being targeted or misrepresented. If you ever see a situation where people are threatening violence, or any general threats, or just insults because you're a woman, or because of your orientation, or your religion, or your philosophy, or something like that, definitely reach out to us. We are an organization that supports inclusion.
That's right. Anybody who's being, if there's any sort of bigotry happening, that's one of those things that requires.
Anything that violates the terms of services.
That's
so
right.
I can give you a few examples. Galileo says my fish avatar is ugly, and it makes me sad. I'm just gonna block Galileo, which I have already. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
But yeah, so he says my fish avatar looks ugly. I block him, and I don't report it to support because, you know, I've got him blocked, and my fish avatar is beautiful. And anyway, let's say somebody comes in and starts making, you know, shouting very bad racial slurs and stuff like that over and over. You know, they're trying to come in and just provoke people for no reason, and anything basically that violates the terms of services. I'm not going to give examples for obvious reasons, but that kind of stuff, yeah, probably want to report that because that definitely violates the terms of services. And also, you know, it wasn't just my fish avatar being called ugly. Yeah, Leo. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, it was horrific.
It was beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's great. Go ahead, Garth.
Well, I just wanted to ask, how have we been doing so far? I mean, we have a lot of people here that I've known for a while, and do you feel like we're doing a good job? Or you can criticize me. I'm
No.
totally ready for any criticism.
I love how the team are here. It's you know, it's amazing. You all care about what's going on. You're always attentive. You're always hot on any situation that we come across. It's been really good experience for me in the last couple of months I've been here. So
Yeah,
I say well done to you guys.
yeah. I haven't found a huge amount of problems here. I mean, compared to elsewhere, you know, on Twitch or somewhere like that, it's much worse. Or you know, I went to VR chat once, never again.
Oh my God.
So I mean, compared to most places or a lot of places around the internet, it seems like a, you know, haven of peace and tranquility. Really
Wonderful.
here.
Well, and that's what we want. You know, a lot of wonderful things can happen if people stop fighting with each other for a minute and find out who they are, you know, and we want to create an environment like that for you.
That's right. One of the other things that we noticed as well, and something that I think is important to say, and I think Lacey touched on this as well, it's one thing if somebody says something that you don't like. I mean, everybody's got their own sort of sensitivities and their opinions about stuff. So getting in an argument is not a reason to report somebody. That's one of those times when if they won't drop it or whatever, if you don't want to hear them anymore, you can take a break. You can mute them, and if they're really bothering you and you never want to see them, you can block them. But these are the options that you have available to you. And I think in some games or some situation, or even in some other virtual worlds, I think that there's an inclination to go to the moderator team to have them fix everything. But one of the things that we believe about our community and that we trust all of you to do is to know what sort of experience you want to have, and you have control over your own experience. And so that's going to be really important for everybody to know going forward. So we trust you to be able to make the right decision about how you want to spend your time here. So
You could think of it like we're like the police versus your mom telling you stop arguing with your brother, basically.
that's good, yeah.
If you murder your brother, we're probably going to get involved. But let's not do that. So, yeah, no murdering people. That's great. We've had too many of the... No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't realise you added the murder feature yet.
It's no spoilers.
That's a future release. Unofficial. It's a joke. So yeah, I think that's the unless anybody else in the community, so not Garth, Lacey, or I, any non-Lindens here, want to discuss, you know, the ways that they manage their time. If you want to give any tips or tricks, that would be great. So anybody here is welcome to talk. And remember, this video will be used to help new users in the future. So if you have any tips for first-timers or people who are having trouble communicating or making friends, now's your time to speak up.
Well, one thing I've discovered quite often with new players is they often don't realise they need a headset, which is actually an issue I'm experiencing right this second. Someone's got their mic open and I'm getting an echo.
That's
Ah, right, okay, right. So yeah, but some people I think maybe don't realise they need to wear a headset in Sansar if you're going to use a microphone. It gives everybody feedback. So that, yeah, just maybe if you're new, bear that in mind.
Yep, I just did it myself, so it's easy to forget.
Yeah.
And nobody will get mad at you, but closing your mic off when other people are talking, especially if you get close to them, everybody can hear that. So that's a good point of advice. All right.
I think
I'd
it's
like to say
important to say that if you mute or block someone, everyone can still hear everything that person's saying. Even if you're blocked from them, they can still hear. Well, everybody can hear you through their mic. So
there was just nothing I could do, and I went to Garth several times for help, and he just was wonderful to work with. He always had an answer. He always pointed me in the right direction and showed me how to fix what was wrong. He didn't just fix it for me. He explained to me what I was doing wrong, and as far as I'm concerned, the service that we have here is top notch. If anybody ever needs any help, Garth is certainly one to go to.
Yeah, I second that. He's great.
And
Oh, shucks.
as far as making friends, it's the easiest thing in the world to do around here. Everybody I've found in the 2 months I've been here has been so helpful. I've had 3 strokes and 2 heart attacks, and I do have problems understanding things, and people are more than willing to go over things with me more than once if I have to get things understood. And this is one of my very first virtual reality games, and I don't think there's one out there that can beat it as far as support or family ties to the game. People here really enjoy the game, and personally I hope to see this come one of the biggest and largest games on the computer for people for virtual reality to come to. And I just want to salute all of you for everything you've done for not just me, but for everyone in the game.
Well, thanks for the kind words. That's really
I'd like to say, I'm always here. I'm always around. And if anyone ever wants any help, any questions that maybe I can answer, I'm always available. Just come find me. Yeah, we're always hanging around here. Yeah. And if you're coming in and you're a creator, this is a wonderful place to, put out what you make. So I make a lot of clothing, and there are a lot of people in here that do a lot of fantastic stuff. You just have a look around here in the social hub right now. There's some amazing stuff going on in here. So it's a good place to come and, show what you do. You've got freedom to create. And if you're stuck on anything, there's always people around to help, and that includes the staff as well. It's an amazing place for people to come and do your thing and be you.
Yeah, I think it's the future, really. I mean, it's small at the moment, but it's gonna grow. I'm sure it is, and it'll be, before you know it, it'll be bigger than VR chat and everywhere. I think someone was saying the other day, I forget who it was, that Sansar is where you go when you grow out of VR chat. So
yeah. Man, Daisy, we need to get you on our marketing team. 'Cause that's a great tagline.
Yeah, it wasn't me that said it. No, it came. I forget exactly now who said it, but somebody said it. Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody. I'm going to go ahead and turn off this streaming and recording just because I think. Oh,
Galileo.
yeah, we got one more.
I got one more. Is Leper still here?
Leper is here.
Leper.
Yep.
Did you feel like you got your? Did you have something more to say that you wanted to say? Are you? I just wanted to give you a
we
chance.
just need more decoration here. But yeah, that's about it.
What was that again?
We need more what now?
Decorators.
Ah, yes, we need more creators.
No, I was saying not creators like clothes and stuff, but decorators.
Decorators. Well, I don't know if that is specifically related to social, but I would love to see more people creating anything in here, including decorating. Okay, everybody, I'm going to say goodbye to Twitch and end this video real quick, and then we can continue talking. Anyway, if you ever have any issues with social or figuring out how to talk to people or meeting friends, you can always ask one of us here. If you see somebody with Sansar behind their name, like you can see I'm indicating now, those people work at Linden Lab, who makes Sansar, and we can help you with official things, but you are more than encouraged to talk to members of the community, because everybody is pretty helpful here. So I hope this video is useful for new users, and we're excited to see you in Sansar.
Bye.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.